very excited, a little bit tired, but still very excited about what we saw. You talk about Nick Sirianni, a rookie head coach who is in his first NFL game, coaching his first NFL game as a head coach. And he's a guy who is reflecting back on moments, moments, what got him here. When you think about other, players that were, balling out on week one, you talk about Devontae Smith, a guy who might have been too skinny. His journey to get him here as wide receiver one. You talk about a tight end two, who was played like a tight end one and excelled. Talk about a Kenneth Gainwell. And, these are guys are kind of like afterthoughts and think about, previous years. These guys, who are contributing. A guy like Jordan Mailata, a guy who was a rugby player, but is coming up big and huge on some of these blocks. You talk about, Jalen Reagor scoring on his first game this season. You talk about Quez Watkins coming up big. Just these are names that we haven't even, that were kind of afterthoughts. You know what I'm saying? And you start with Jalen Hurts, a guy who's, his career has been defined in just a number of games. People are trying to, define what his career is, but I feel like he showed you what his game is. Obviously, it's still early in the season, but he's done everything he's had to do to get this football team ready, to be the leader of this football team. You just got to be excited for what he's meant to this team. Overall, I'm very, very proud of this football team. I'm also very proud of all the Eagle fans that showed up. When I tell you, Eagle fans had Atlanta fans shook. I don't know if you guys
in particular.
Did you guys see Bow Wow? Because Bow Wow was shook, and this was real talk. Eagle fans were rowdy. We have one below us that was rowdy in prime, who gave it back to Atlanta fans. So by the end of the third quarter, this was Atlanta fans.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Eagle fans were giving it back. The football team took the life and energy out of the stadium. Falcon fans were leaving early in the third quarter. They took the heart and soul. They almost played Meek Mill after that touchdown. They played a little bit of Meek Mill.
They did play some Meek Mill.
Yeah, they did, and they turned it off. And then everyone was like, "Are they playing Meek Mill?" Like, believe me, it was a great trip. Great to see a lot of 4th and Jawn fans out on the road as well. But Evan, what was your key notes from this big win?
Well, you see, Mr. Saunders, I was a lot like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone this weekend. It wasn't until Gale and Prime reached the southern tip of North Carolina before they realized that they forgot to pack me. It was on some bullshit. Me and my roommate, though, we made the best of it. We ate like kings. We got ourselves a half rack of ribs, some chicken wings. We had a good time. But let's get to the meat and potatoes here. The football game that we actually all wanted to watch. I went into this week with confidence, man. All the national pundits had us pinned as underdogs, as for years we have been, and we have loved that sort of identity. But all the national pundits, they pinned us as the underdogs. I didn't really understand it because I think that this Falcons team is completely washed. It was a good team to start the season against and just get our confidence up. Jalen Hurts was completely locked in on Sunday. He played mistake-free football, didn't force anything, wiggled his way around and found yards when receivers weren't open downfield. Devontae Smith's first catch being a TD, that was just glorious, man. And that was honestly very reminiscent to me of Chase Utley getting a grand slam on his first MLB hit. It just, I had such promise for him, and I have such promise for Devontae Smith. And for him to start off his career with his first time touching the ball, he's in the end zone. That's awesome, man. And that's how exactly the type of trajectory I want to see him on. Nick Sirianni, dude coached a great football game. I liked his aggressiveness. I texted you guys during the game. I was a little peeved at the fourth down aggressiveness, but you know what? It didn't end up being detrimental to the game. We dominated in all three phases, but whether it was offense, defense, special teams, we dominated across the board. And those fourth down failed conversions, they didn't end up hurting us. Javon Hargrave was an absolute monster in the second half of the game. As a matter of fact, both our offensive and defensive line won the day, and that was pretty much the key to a victory, in my opinion. And I just want to have you guys finally admit on this stream in front of everybody that specialists are people too. Aaron Sitboss, bro, did a tremendous job in that game, pinning the Falcons back in their own zone. That was huge for us, for them to have to go so far in order to get in the end zone or just put some points on the board. This game felt like the complete opposite of last year. This time last year, we were confused. The whole team was, Zach Ertz was in conflict with Harry Roseman. Nobody was gelling on the team last year. Now everyone seems to be on the same page. I love it. I love how locked in Jalen Hurts is. I love the chemistry of this team. And aside from the Eagles, honestly, this was an awesome first week of NFL football, man. That, like, across the board, all of the games were really, really good, and it's just icing on the cake when our birds get a victory, bro.
Yeah, man. I don't even know where to begin. All I just want to start off by saying is ATL, you weren't ready for us, man. From the time we got there,
bitches forgot me.
From the top, well, nobody forgot you, man. Stop. From the time we got, but we did miss you though, Evan. You know what I mean? You were truly missed. From the time we got there to the time we left, ATL couldn't handle us. ATL was all about rising up, and my key statement at the whole end of it was, they don't rise up, they give up. That crowd left by third quarter. I was giving it to him. I had this one gentleman behind me. He had me dying the whole game. He was the comedian of the day, but man, it was just like it was just all about giving it right back. At the end of the day, it was all love. We had a great time. The hospitality from the ATL fans was, good. Minus the one Karen we dealt with.
Oh, you guys had a Karen?
We had a Karen, but we'll touch about that later. It was pretty bad. But no, just to pity pack off of what you guys mentioned. I mean, it was just like, if I could describe it, man, walking into that building, getting ready to see some actual live football was what got me so hyped up. I mean, Gail caught a couple video clips of me. I mean, I was just like really amped up, ready to take over the stadium, ready to take over the crowd. That's what we did as Eagles fans. We all came together as one, and they couldn't handle it. It started off a little rough. We started seeing the Falcons, pretty much going down the field on us on defense, but it was forgotten about because they made adjustments. They made the adjustments that they needed to make. They stopped these guys on the 3rd and goal, not once, twice. At the end of it all, it was like telling the other fans, the Atlanta fans, hey, listen, you guys can go ahead and have those 3 points. Not worrying about that. The defense did what they needed to do. That defensive line came through. Brandon Grant, hell of a tackle. I mean, we got to see that thing and hear it live.
We did.
I mean, those pads connected, and it was just like, woo. The offense was coming together. Devontae Smith did his thing. Jalen Hurts, like you said, was on target. He was just keyed in the whole game. Gainwell was just surprisingly, I gotta be one to tell you, I was surprised to see as much as I did out of that kid. He did his thing. Jalen Reagor, that touchdown that he had was key, especially with the big block Mulata had. Seeing the throw that Jalen Hurts made to Goddard was like, I don't know, bro. It's crazy. I'm probably gonna catch some shit about this, and you guys know how I am about being, with Carson Wentz. But it was better than that back end touchdown pass he threw at Washington. It was so smooth. It looked like that defender had everything in place to go ahead and knock this ball down or defend it very well. And Jalen threw it behind, and it's like him and Dallas were on sync to go ahead and make that play right behind that defender's back. It was like that was the most impressive part. It wasn't even about the dive. It was just the fact that he was in sync with Dallas to go ahead and make that throw. So seeing that was just really amped up. I literally got on the seats, and I think my genital areas was right in front of Karen's face. Like that's it was. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. I mean, it was just the truth. Like I was like, yes, and I didn't even care how. You know what I mean? Like, look here, take it. Like, yes, take it all in. I mean, it was just great, man. We got amped up after that touchdown pass. But being in the building, it was great. You know what I mean? Shout out to Quentin, man. I got to see my boy Quentin at the game. He came up to me, you know what I mean? And that was the good thing, man. We had a great time, man. The fans, the way that we all came together, the way they found us up in there. They came and they saw us. They saw us from a distance. They were sending messages through the DMs and everything. Hey, I can see you guys from up here. That was cool, man. It was real cool. I had a little kid sitting behind me that was a little hesitant about coming up to me, but at the end of the game, he finally did. He came up to me. He wanted to take a picture, and that was a moment. You know what I mean? That was a key moment. The mom says I followed 4th and Jawn. That was cool. And so it was just like all of that put together. Me and Gail taking that ride. The man, he was unbelievable, man. He did 12 hours up, 11 hours back. Hey, man.
Yo, that last hour, my legs started cramping. I was like, cut me, Mick, cut me. And then I was like, Prime, I was like, you gotta take over. I can't go anymore.
Yeah, but we're definitely going to hit on all that stuff later on, man. But let's just really get into this game. This game was just exciting. I'm glad we got this first W in the books.
Now, prior to the game, there was news that Mailata got a big contract. You get $40 million guaranteed, and that was kind of like again, if you follow this podcast and you know that I've been high on Mailata ever since he got drafted, ever since he got official visit. I knew it was like a real deal thing with how excited Stoutland was about this guy. Handpicked. It was like the chosen one when like Yoda picks out gives the guy the force and teaches him how to use it. That's exactly what Mailata was. I saw Brian talk about that block. Brian says it blew me. And he says that block Mailata made was almost identical, almost the same spot as the block the Falcons did versus the Eagles that sprang Julio Jones in the Aguilar drop game.
Yep.
I think these certain plays, man, it's energy to the whole team. Just seeing this guy out here thriving. It's just funny that he gets that contract and then he's out here making plays. I actually had a wide shot. It looks like, the wide shot angle. You just look at the running start that he has here. Richie Grant has no chance. He's like,
my God.
Put him on the Bobby, get him open. Touchdown, Rager. You're talking about a guy who, like, look at the running start, and he doesn't lose the target. It's a beeline.
Yeah.
He put his arm up like that was gonna do anything. No, that was not happening. But overall, just talking about the offensive line, we talk about there's so many people to talk about from this game, but the offensive line, the highlights were on the offensive line. Whether it's Jason Kelce taking on 2 blockers, Mailata doing a no look. Trey Thomas gave me the lingo. That was a drag blocker where he's holding off the guard, but he's just knocks the dude out of the way.
Sayamalu, he did well as well.
Sayamalu as well. These like an afterthought. Like overall, this group really showcased who they are, and I think you have to respect this group as a whole. As we're talking about the Eagles getting back to where we think they could get, and it's all on the backs of these dudes. Because as strong as our trenches are, as as far as we go. We know that they got banged up last year. These guys got me hyped.
Who would you say had the better game, Kelce or Cox? Because I believe me and you have a little thing going on. I think Kelce kind of dominated that game. So
listen, hold on. Let me chime in on this one.
Maybe if Cox was Hargrave, I could argue the other way.
You are absolutely correct. Kelce had a hell of a game, man. Watching that dude, go off one block, to get off of that block to go to another block. And he was looking for a third block.
Yep.
That it even got into a little scuffle where the guy was like, man, leave me alone. Like, yeah, it was that bad. But seeing Kelsey go to work like that and Miles running behind him, like Kelsey leading the train, was the best shit, man. Just being there and watching that. It was just like watching, you know what I mean, your little brother, like, oh, look, it was, I felt like Chris Berman. I was like, what?
He was all over the place, man.
He was just finding reasons to hit these guys, man. And it was great. These guys looked great, man. They looked real good.
I love it when a running back is like in the in the middle of the run, he looks for, his lineman, or he either pushes him in the back to guide him to, that's what you like to see, man. You like to see your running backs following their holes. And also Kenneth Gainwell, a guy who's, a guy that we talked about being excited, a guy that, was a potential breakout player for most of us, just what he could bring to the table, and the idea of his role being downplayed by the Eagles. Like if you listen to like guys like Fran Duffy or guys on the inside, they would just talk about how much he's been utilized in the passing game. Miles Sanders will tell you himself, as he said it multiple times. He said Kenneth Gainwell has the best hands in our group. A guy like him, because everyone's like, "Where's Boston Scott? Where's Boston Scott?" Hello, Kenny Gainwell, smooth Kenny G with the saxophone. He gets a score in his first game. Like, how could you be mad at what he brought to the table?
Yeah. And it honestly made me think about Boston Scott after that game, and just thinking about, like, as far as depth is concerned, it's great to have him on the roster, but seeing as how well that offense gelled, and just seeing Kenny Gainwell out there in his first game, capitalizing on the opportunities given, like, that's not a guy that I want to take momentum away from or touches away from going into future weeks. So it's all dependent on matchups. But I mean, the more and more I think about this team and just how well everybody played, it kind of just opened. I mean, we had a whole bunch of cap space that opened up today, and I'm just thinking about my mind's on trades, man. I want to make a push. Like,
it seems like they upped to something. I mean, just getting that breaking news this morning about the fact that he restructured a little bit of that money from Cox's contract is like, what is Howie up to now?
Goddard played well. You talk about Josh Sweat. These are two guys that are ready for new contracts. Mm-hmm. If you go back and watch Sweat run sideline to sideline, again, he was all over the field. A guy who stopped one of those touchdowns at the end. Mm-hmm. Just overall, I think these guys play hungry. You can see, obviously it's the first game. Everyone is like, well, you Eagle fans are all, it's the Falcons. It's the Falcons that everyone picked us to lose to. Like here on this show, this ain't even this. I don't believe it was on some homer-ish. I felt like they had a great opportunity to showcase who they were. And it was all about trench warfare, and that's exactly what I saw. Mm-hmm. That offensive line, the way they held up, and again, like going back to, shifting to Jalen Hurts, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about his efficiency, his ability to move the ball, and like how many times last season would I talk about? You never go broke taking a profit. These profit plays, whether you want to, Jalen Hurts does what he does. 3 touchdowns, 264, 77% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, and everyone wants to talk about air yards. Oh, the air yards. I don't give a F about air yards. I give a damn about wins, making the right, correct check down, knowing when to run the ball and slide. When there's so many things that you can do with his mobility. You talk about RPOs, and you want to play man, and while we run these RPOs, he's going to pick you apart. Like you might want to change up the zone, because if he sees it's man, he could take off on these RPOs, and he showed the right mental to when to take off and break off and create plays outside the pocket.
And one thing that you guys happened to miss because you're actually at the game and you weren't catching the TV broadcast, Hurts immediately after the game on the on-field post-game interview there that they caught a few minutes with him. That dude is so laser focused. Like he is like I don't even know how to describe it. Like I was just sitting there watching him and everybody's around celebrating. He is just stoic, straight face, and he's just like he's thinking about the next game, and that's where his head's at. And I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful that we're in the position we're at right now with our quarterback, and it's not like we're sitting here talking about Carson's goofy outfit that he wore after the game after an embarrassing loss. Like those times are behind us, and that's another part that I want to touch on. Watching Carson Wentz. And just, I mean, he ended up somehow winning player of the game in a losing game over there. But from the highlights that I caught, I don't understand exactly how he got that. I saw a lot of the Carson Wentz that I knew in that game, missing placement on balls. He was holding on to the ball too long. And I'm just sitting here looking at my quarterback now in green. I'm just like, man, times are great. We went through the rough stuff and we're reaping our rewards right now.
Yeah. I mean, another way to reap your rewards is to make sure you're cleaned up around your, areas. I mean, is this breaking news? I think it's breaking news. Attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston, do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their fourth generation and brand new lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity. When you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming, join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code FANSIDED20.
Now, I want everybody in the listening audience right now to just reach into their waistband and take a little look. Is your shit looking sloppy as hell? You need to fix that, okay? At Manscaped, they've got the, and this is for our international listeners as well, because if you're ready for an out-of-this-world experience, look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 that has just taken off not only in the U.S., but Canada, the UK, Europe, Australia, South Africa, and in Singapore as well. This fourth generation trimmer also features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents, thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a multifunction on-off switch that can engage a travel lock, and it is even waterproof.
Listen, don't forget to use the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and their Crop Reviver. To help your little planners be on their A game while feeling the sun's heat, Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Abort Harry Balls and Buzz Lightyear that Woody with Manscaped. Get 20% off and plus free shipping with the code FANSIDED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code FANSIDED at manscaped.com. For a clean trinity and beyond, your Spaceballs will thank you.
Shout out to the listeners and shout out to the people in the chat. I see you guys in there. Appreciate your support as always. Like if we're gonna, with the help of the chat as well, we were talking about pregame. Who would you give the game ball to? Contestants for the game ball. Speaking of balls, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had a phenomenal game. I felt like he really, really had a great performance. Devontae Smith, he had a great performance. Most yards in a long time was like for a rookie since Deshaun Jackson's first performance.
71 yards.
I thought he played super well.
Most targets on the team as well.
Yeah, and then you could also go Javon Hargrave, 6 total tackles, 2 sacks, 3 QB hits, and 2 tackles for loss. So I mean, in the chat, let us know who you are, who you are picking. Pete Nathan says Jalen Hurts. Todd says Jalen Hurts. Tim Hayes,
clean sweep.
Jalen Hurts,
as it should be.
Pete let us know that PS2 is starting this week. Just want to let us know.
Defensively, I would definitely give the ball to Hargrave. But if we're looking at the whole team, Jalen Hurts, like I said in the beginning, he played mistake-free football. He completely controlled that offense. He made all the right decisions, and he was the key to victory. And we won in a really dominating fashion. So I don't think that you can give that game ball to anybody but Hurts, unless you gave it to Sirianni.
Anybody but Hurts.
I mean, if we're going with anybody but Hurts, I mean, I know I mentioned Hargrove in the very beginning, but
Hargraves guy.
Sorry, Hargrave. Listen, Evan definitely brought out a key person, and that's Nick Sirianni. I mean, making his coaching debut, pretty much coached the shit out of that game, man. His game plan came through. He showed us fans, something that we've been waiting for the longest, and it was a good game. It was a nice, relaxed game. It was a game that no nerves at any time were kicking in. It was just like sitting there and enjoying this as watching these guys put a game plan that actually worked. We haven't had that in a couple of years, and it's finally back. I mean, listen, the key thing was the swag. The swag was in the building on Sunday, man. That swag was back. And, you guys saw that the swag from the defense. You saw the swag from the coach, the swag from the offense, like everything was coming together, man. And the game plan couldn't have played out any better than what it did on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I saw Dan in the chat also said the O-line. Yeah, I might have to take my if we're going non-Jalen Hurts and non-coach, I might have to take it back from Javon Hargrave and just give it to the whole O-line, man. They absolutely dominated across the board. Every single one of them. They were just playing on a different level. And to see all those guys out there healthy and protecting Jalen the way that they did, my God, man, the things that we could do.
Shout out to Nina. She said that post-game locker room speech gave me chills. And Rome, shout out to Rome. The adjustments by the defense and balance of offense jumped off the screen to me. Rome talks about the adjustments. You talk about, Drew's also finally some adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Jim Schwartz and his ability, like if you're a boxing, instructor, you're telling your boxer, hey man, the jab's coming. Like he would take the jab to the face for like 10 rounds. Like, the fact that, the guys, Gannon spoke to, getting back to fundamentals. That's whether like the linebackers filling the holes and them getting, used to, playing. I just his presence, man, I think it really speaks to this team. I think the things that they're doing, like sometimes, like the wide nine got a little bit predictable, a little old. I feel like it gave it, when you give players some other things to do, it's kind of exciting. And the fun thing about our defense, we have multiple fronts, 3-4, 4-3. You got 5 linemen up front. That's for a defensive lineman. You're like, look, we got all these different looks. We're interchangeable for incoming defenses. The fact that Gannon did what he did to Matt Ryan, a guy who's seen pretty much everything in the NFL, had him confused, had his linemen, destroying the souls of future NFL linemen for the Falcons. I felt sorry for that rookie guard. He got baptized. And like, I'm going back to that comment you said about Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox still is getting double teams. What happens when Fletcher Cox gets a double team?
Definitely opens it up.
Hargrave can win the one-on-one, and this is everything that we've been talking about, what we wanted from Hargrave, and this is it. You take that double team, go ahead. Someone else is going to eat.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. About line.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, there were some key plays that Fletcher had. He even with the double team, he ended up pushing those 2 guys all the way back to Matt Ryan and almost had him. Like he almost had a sack. The pressure was there, man. And again, it felt good seeing Fletcher come out of that shell that I felt like he's been in the past couple of years, and seeing him have that agility that he had on Sunday. It was real good to see. And, Gail's right. I mean, you go ahead and double team that man and you stop that man, it's definitely going to open it up for the one-on-ones. And a lot of those one-on-ones were won on our end by the defense. getting to that quarterback. I mean, Hargrave had 2, and what's his name had the one, I can't remember. But I mean, again, we got 3 sacks out of that. First, it started off.
Hassan Ridgeway.
Yeah, Ridgeway. I'm sorry, Ridgeway got the first with the 1, so 3 sacks. And just so you know, Evan, I was keeping tabs, man, to see who was going to be the first out of our 2 guys to get the sack. I mean, Sweat was almost there a couple times. I was like,
Barnett almost got there on the first play.
He did.
Like,
he did. I was like, damn, he's going to end this shit already. But yeah, it was interesting to see.
Yeah. And honestly, like, just going, like, thinking about what conversations were like just a month ago, and all of the Deshaun Watson talk and all of that just BS that was being tossed on the 2 big radio stations in town. A lot of their talking points was just talking about, should we trade for Deshaun Watson? I think a lot of that got shut up, about 95% of it, maybe more, after Sunday's game, when Jalen just went out there and balled out. I think him going out, that was so crucial to this fan base, this team, to go out there and show what he is as a quarterback in this first game and just shut up all the haters. I think that everybody now and the fan base is on the same page and just ready to rock with this team.
Yeah, I believe that. It cut me open, bleed green. Says I give it up to the coaching staff. It feels like night and day from the last one. And you're talking about, when you're talking about old and new, the new fresh car scent when you get in your car. That's what it looks like out there. Everyone's excited to drive the car. Everyone's excited to show up, and let's take a road trip with these dudes. They go off the reference of like it's a 17-week fight, like 17 round fight. Round 1 was tremendous. Like I'm not gonna even lie. I felt like execution from like when you're talking about punters. This is his first NFL game. And he put 3 inside the 20. Like it was like, yeah, I've been here, done that.
10.
Yeah. And then just like pinning them back right before halftime. And then we just talk about the executing on the 2-minute drill. Very excited to see how they performed under 2-minute 2-minute drill can be stressful, but Jalen Hurts been there, done that. No sweat. I can't get over his ability to make things look very easy. Not like he could get shook, right? But the next play, he's all about forgetting the last play and moving forward in the right way. Like he's never like, I'm seeing ghosts. He seems like he's in control.
Absolutely.
Very, very impressive. Very impressive. Do you guys feel like the pundits out there are going to change tune very quickly, or do you think? I saw we have what's his name? I'm not gonna even say his name. He's out there. He's already on. I guess he's the Oklahoma guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think that the conversation is going to change really quickly. I think that him being one of the highest rated quarterbacks in this week is definitely going to be the reason for it. It's one thing if he were to go out there and he would have a good game and we won and he threw an interception or had a fumble or whatever. But like I keep on saying, this dude, like, he didn't make a mistake. He played as good a football game as you can play. And I think that, like, now that was played on a national stage and this is truly his team, I think everybody's going to finally start to come to grips that he is as good as we as an Eagles fan base thought he was.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was good to see Jalen just be zoned in, man. You said it, no mistakes were being made, and he was playing smart football. I mean, there were some plays where he was getting, chased down and he let the ball out. He got rid of the ball. We weren't getting that at all for the past couple of years from that guy. And here we are. We got a quarterback that we know is going to go ahead and make a wise decision, and he showed that on Sunday, and that's what we needed. So just, the confidence was definitely, elevating, because we were able to see that. And I'm feeling more and more confident with this guy being, behind center going forward.
And so early in the game, Marcus Epps ended up going down. So Kevon Wells had to come in pretty early and fill those shoes. What was you guys' thoughts on how he filled in there? I thought he did a decent job. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, Gail was the one that pointed that out. I mean, we saw the play, and I didn't even realize. We didn't really see what actually happened to him. But Gail was yelling down to the damn field like, he's hurt, get him off the field. So,
Get him out. Yeah, put him in the bathroom. Get him
so
some.
you know,
Get him some help.
we saw that the training staff came and picked him out, picked him off the floor, and then got him off the field. But yeah, Kayvon came in and he did his thing. I mean, like, honestly, Evan, if I'm gonna be truthful with you, it was just like no worries. Not like last year when that guy got hurt and the next guy came in.
yeah.
You're like, oh shit, they're gonna go ahead and take. Nah, I really wasn't even worried, bro. I'm telling you, I was not worried. I was just going with the flow, and Kayvon held his ground. He held his ground. Everybody held their ground. Everybody. They still found a way to come together and back each other up, and they made some key defensive plays. I saw one of the comments about, penalties. Yeah, I mean, look, first game of the season, you guys got to understand there's going to be penalties. There's still a lot of rust. It's the first official game of the season, but I was enjoying, the game with the penalties, especially on the Atlanta side. They claim they got that dirty bird dance still. We were asking people, can you show me the dirty bird? They couldn't come together and do it, but man, I came up with a new dance just myself because, I mean, it was false starts like crazy by these guys. They were shook by the defensive line. So, I was like, look, I was just going like this the whole time, like false start. It was a great time, man. Like I had these Atlanta fans at first really, really aggravated with me. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't care. Whatever, man. You can't handle it.
And
rise up.
So tell me, like the last time we went down there as a group, we left the stadium as a bunch of losers after Aguilar let a ball just go through his hands. We should have won that game, but we blew it. And I place blame in Aguilar on that fact. But how was it walking out of the stadium with a completely different feeling? I mean, I remember just all the shit talk from Atlanta when we were walking out last time. Were you giving it back this time?
Oh,
I think, yeah. I mean, I think I was just like very, just like, obviously we drove, like if I had a feeling like this was gonna, like, I would drive 23 hours to see my team. Like I had full confidence that this was going to be the outcome. Like I really felt good.
You would have driven it even for a loss, I think.
I probably would have, but me after the game, I'm right here in the. A little, I don't really get hype like that and try to, but the crowd, it was empty. It was just people left their flags because they were waving those flags in our face, trying to rile us up. But shout out to that Atlanta Falcon fan who was razzing us. He's like, he's like, they were saying like, y'all flew here, we grew here, and then he's like, and then you also lost here. And then you Eagle fans be walking up and down the aisle like, oh, look at you puffing your chest out here. Eagle fans are wearing like women were walking down the aisles like, look at here, look at she's trying to act like Beyonce. And then Eagle fans
don't be coming in here eating our food.
So Eagle fans are in the seat. He comes like 20 minutes late. He comes into the second quarter and he's like, I just want to let y'all know you got them seats for me. I own this aisle. Y'all rented these seats for me. This is my area. So he went on for a good 2 hours of talking shit like nobody I've seen in a long time. Very, very funny though. Yeah. Very funny though. But we got the dub, and being able to walk out of there with your head held up high, and Eagle fans were celebrating all over their area. But I did see the Falcons fans they were just like, where did y'all come from?
Yeah.
They had this look of confusion, like, why?
I was like,
what was the ratio in the stadium?
It's
like 30-70?
60-40?
Yeah, I would say 60-40. Yeah. 60-40. Yeah. I mean, I was nonstop. I mean, I'm that guy that, you guys know I'm going to go ahead and run my mouth, and I look for that person who I'm going to run my mouth to. And I didn't find that person until that gentleman showed up. He showed up late, but he was my guy. Because as soon as he got there, and then Gail was the one that pointed this out. As soon as he got there, he's like, all y'all punks up in here, you know what I mean? Don't y'all be standing up, you know what I mean? Oh, thinking y'all bad and tough. So as soon as he said that, I stood up. I looked at him, and he's looking at the crowd on the face, but didn't know I was standing behind him. And then he turns around. He's like, "Well, wait a minute, not you, big man. You know what I mean? Like, you all right? I'm not gonna mess with you." And Gail's over there laughing and everything, and I was like, "Yes, I found my guy." Because I had a lady, true Falcons fan, and she stayed to the very end. You know what I mean? So she's dedicated. Shout out to her. I thought she was going to be my go-to person because as plays were happening for her and plays were happening for us, we were going back and forth. But when this guy came, I just threw all my attention to him. It was just a great time, man. And the guy, you know, like I said, he was great. He ended up buying the section some beers, and he was offering to buy people beers. He seemed like a very cool gentleman. But it was just shit talking. I mean, like when it came down to the third quarter and these fans the Atlanta fans couldn't take it anymore. They started walking out. Mm-hmm. I got up and I'm screaming, ATL, what do y'all do? ATL, what? Because, you know, that's their hype thing. ATL rise up. I mean, it was ATL don't rise up. ATL gives up. They hated that. And then I was like, okay, if you want the ATL rise up, all right, ATL rise up and get the hell out. And they were getting that. Man, we were going halftime or like through the quarters. We're going down the lane, and we were giving it to them there. We're walking by each other. Everybody started, you know, chanting Eagles, EAGLES. You know what I mean? We were just going back and forth. We were waiting in line and beer getting loud over talking these Atlanta fans. They couldn't handle us, man. We took over that stadium. We said we were going to go there and do that, and that's exactly what we did.
And honestly, that translated into the TV broadcast because I was sitting there and there were a few Eagles touchdowns where I'm like, damn, it's fucking loud in there for an Eagles touchdown. They bled through into the broadcast.
The most hated man in that stadium was
you?
Tigger. No, besides me, was Tigger. That man couldn't DJ for shit. He was the DJ, Tigger. I don't know if you remember 106 in Park. He was Tigger, you know. Yeah, BT. Anyway, he's the DJ, so-called DJ, and the fans, like, we had this one lady that was sitting in front of us. She was giving it to him like, this guy sucks. Who is this guy? And
was
then
he just playing some whack shit.
They were not in sync whatsoever. You know how we have
they were doing their own thing.
Yeah, you know how we have that shuffle game. Like in between plays or during commercial. They were doing it during plays. So, I mean, like, the fans weren't even into the game. They're over there being distracted, and the ladies yelling, like, turn this shit off. We're watching the game. So that was funny.
It was just like two different productions were going on at the same time. Like, are you guys watching the game right now? Your team is getting whooped.
Speaking of two different productions going on at the same time, did you guys happen to catch that Monday night, the Eli and Peyton broadcast last night?
No,
that was some of the worst television I've ever seen in my life.
I'm surprised, man.
Was rough, man.
Is that bad?
Dude, from like the standpoint,
they weren't funny.
It wasn't even about that. It was the production level because they couldn't get they had the audio for Peyton. They were pretty much just talking, having a conversation, like a barroom conversation, Peyton and Eli during the game. And they weren't really even acknowledging or color commenting, calling out the plays or anything like that. They're just having like a back and forth conversation. So you got the game volume, which is too low. And then you got Peyton and Eli's volume, which is too low. You can't hear either of them on what's going on. It was like just, I listened to it for like 30 seconds. I was like, this is atrocious.
Yeah, that's how it was with the Falcons, man. They weren't in sync. You had, especially like on the third down plays, the guy, all he kept on saying is third down, it's third down, it's third down. And the one lady's like, okay, it's third down. And what? Like, where's the hype? There's no hype. You know what I mean? And then there was a couple of times where he was like, it's third down, Atlanta rise up. Like, that's something you stay consistent with. No, not that guy. And then, like I said, Tigger was just off. Then how about Gail? You remember the swag? So they got that swag, and then he was explaining how it needed to be done. Man, by the time the second swag came through, the play started all over again. They had to cut that short. I was like, wow, this is
it was
horrible, man.
it was definitely bad. Like it was.
This
I was
was
kind of embarrassed.
horrible.
I was kind of embarrassed for Falcon
For them,
fans.
right.
I was like, but I'm telling you, man. You talk about hype. Shout out to Rome. He says that it's going to be nuts at the link this Sunday. If you guys are going to be out there, we will be tailgating.
Yes, sir.
Look out for the detailed notice that we'll be putting out of where we'll be tailgating. It's going to be incredible. It's been a while since we had a packed house for our birds. I know people did show up for preseason, although it wasn't a great preseason performance. We do have the 49ers coming in.
Mhm.
Obviously, they have a 2-quarterback system. Jimmy G.
I mean, is it a 2-quarterback system?
I mean, he's
Lance
coming.
had one pass.
Trey Lance could be coming in for play. It's going to be exciting to watch our birds at home against a 49ers team.
Raheem Mostert when season-ending knee surgery announced today as well.
Yeah, man.
And then
Elijah Mitchell in the backfield.
And they lost Jason Verrett as well. ACL injury. We all know how talented they are up front. Obviously we just talked about how good our team looked up front. I think I'm excited about what we have. I think it's going to be a real test for our team this week. We talked about beating up on the Falcons. Their defensive line is, they can't be compared to the 49ers. I mean, we do have Bosa coming to town. Are we concerned about Bosa?
After the performance from our offensive line this week?
Not at
I'm
all.
feeling pretty confident, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting this Nick Bosa. I totally acknowledge that he is one of the best edge rushers in the entire league. But just the fact of how stout across the board our offensive line is, how they're able to pick up, protection for other guys where it falls through. They make me confident, man. They really make me confident.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see these guys go to work on Sunday, especially against the 49ers.
And considering the fact, I mean, one thing that we didn't touch on that Atlanta game that kind of leads into the San Fran game, we got George Kittle coming up, but I thought we did a good job of shutting down Kyle Pitts. There was a lot of, there were some Eagles fans who were scared that he was going to light us up, but we held him in check pretty well.
Well, you talk about defensively, you really want to, it's about discipline. Jonathan Gannon spoke to, just having his players do what they need to do. And it's all about eye discipline, about not taking the cheese when they present you something with movement, different looks and alignments. He wants his team to they have a task at hand, do your job. It's all about doing what your job is and not taking the cheese on some of these plays. Because, I mean, the way Kyle Shanahan runs the offense, you know what he does, man. Like, he's going to take advantage of people who are out of alignment. And really, at the end of the day, Gannon is talking about it's really about tackling, covering, and destroying blocks. And I feel like it's a nice little challenge for the Eagles. Talking about Kyle Shanahan offense, also a former Falcon staff member. But I feel like if they could go into this week and get after the quarterback, I'm not like Jimmy G is not. I'm not downgrading who they are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying I guess Brian, he says $9 a beer, super cheap. Brian, I was talking to Brian earlier in the Facebook chat. He's just how cheap the prices were down at Atlanta. You could get 2 bottles of water for $4.
Well, I mean, it's the soccer team that actually fills that stadium. Not the football team.
Yeah.
If that's
the sodas were $2.
That's crazy. I also want to comment. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm overly critical, but the comment section saying that they enjoyed the Peyton and Eli broadcast.
Yeah, you're getting it.
I'm an overly critical person, so maybe that's on me.
Maybe you're the a-hole.
Maybe I'm the a-hole. That's fine.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be the first time.
Drew says Kittles is way different than Pitts, just tackle, gang tackle.
That's-
Kittles is a different level of tight end. We're talking about blocking and receiving and the ability to beat one-on-ones. I think Kittles is he's multifaceted. Like he can do everything, and he loves to block. Again, but I'd like they did have some key injuries go down, like starting potential guy like Verrett, their CB1 just went down.
And
I mean, that's
not
great news for Devontae.
Sorry. And not to mention, I know that you guys weren't able to catch that game, but 49ers had a real solid lead over Detroit last game, and they almost blew that shit, man. Like they came real close to blowing that. Thankfully, they didn't because I had them in my survivor pool. But them almost blowing that against Detroit, who is, in my opinion, not a very good football team. I don't know what to think of San Fran. I think that they're better than Atlanta, but I still don't think they're one of the top teams in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like this is an opportunity to, go 2-0 into Dallas, rolling into Dallas 2-0. That you're in good headspace. You take an L at home. You're feeling a certain way, feeling sorry for yourself. Going to Dallas, it's a different vibe. I feel like you can build and stack off these wins. Mentally, I think the Eagles are where we want them to be coming home. And the thing about Sirianni, not having these guys, not too high and not too low. You got to keep them even keeled. Just look at Sirianni's demeanor these days. I feel like he's gotten to his groove as who he is as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting over the nerves of being in front of the media and trying to obviously there's going to be issues that arise in this season. It's very long. It's obviously the first round of the 17 rounds he speaks of. But overall, I feel like you can see that he's gotten into his groove. And if they continue to get in that groove and the team believes in what they're preaching and teaching, I feel like they're in a good spot overall. And I just feel like Jalen Hurts, man, he presents to this defense, 49ers defense, a guy who's mobile, a guy whose ability to create on the fly. And as long as the offensive line holds up, it's gonna be a nice 10-round fight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So Rome says if the Eagles D line gets after Jimmy G, I don't see San Francisco winning. Hargrave and BG will eat. Well, can anyone explain to me how a man gets stronger as he gets older?
You talking about BG?
Yeah.
I also
like
have
we're like
I have an announcement in that regard as well. I mean, I've been going back and forth trying to figure out what jersey I want to get leading up to this opening game. I think I found my guy, man. I've been talking about Sweat. I've been talking about BG.
Brandon Graham.
BG is one of those jerseys, in my opinion, that you can wear whenever, dude. Even after he retires, that's a great jersey to have. He was key part in our Super Bowl win. He continues to be a beast even to this day. I think he's earned my jersey buying.
Yeah, you talk about Brandon Graham. I think I'm doing actually a customs pair for Breezy. She's put in a order for a pair for it's to match her Brandon Graham gold jersey. So like the love out there is for BG is out there. Love out there for Alexis. I just saw that comment. Alexis was down there. I was in the beer line, and I don't forget faces. I was like, what's up, man? So he was out there repping, and he is expecting. So congrats to you.
Congrats,
and the wifey.
Hell
So it's always good to see you guys. I know you're taking care of a kid to be soon. So I don't know how many games you're gonna get to coming down from Mass, but always good to see everyone out there. Pete Nathan had a comment. He said about Patrick Johnson. Were you guys impressed what you saw? I was impressed what I saw from Patrick Johnson.
Yeah, I thought he did well. I mean, it was limited, but I thought when he
came in and made a big tackle, I was just like, they had him out there as the hang defender, and then he just creeped up to the line, just blew that play up.
Yeah.
BG is a must cop, Callie says. Danny.
That's what
AKA
I'm thinking.
Danny. All right, Brandon Graham. I thought I was trying to tell you get a Josh Sweat jersey, but
Yeah, but like it's all about the you know how I am with I'm wearing the same fucking Kelsey jersey.
frugal
I'm,
gang.
I'm a frugal man. I need to spread these things out. This BG jersey buys me another few years.
Nah, Danny's right though. That's the one to go ahead and definitely cop. I mean, listen, after that hit, shit, he might have influenced me to go grab a jersey of his.
The comment I heard behind me after the play was like, "Who's that number 55? I think he should be checked for steroids." I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, you don't know who 55 is? You could hear it.
Was
You
he
could
an
hear
Eagles
it.
fan or an Atlanta fan?
No.
Might have been Karen.
Atlanta fan.
Might have been Karen.
Yeah.
It could have been. Yo, you could hear it up 29 rows back. I'm serious. Out the whole end zone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that hit, man. And you just heard the vibration, like boom. We were like, oh.
I also have a confession as well. I mean, Gail, you snapped a picture of a so-called frugal Eagles fan in the stadium. He taped up the one on the Wentz jersey.
Yeah,
guilty as charged. I've done that before. When Shady got traded, I actually made the 5 into a 9 into a Murray jersey. Because of frugality.
When I saw that, I was like, I only know one person that would probably do that. And I was like, Evan.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, I put that tweet out there. I put that on our IG as well, and somebody tagged him, that actual guy that was in the photo.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Funny.
So he's like, hey, I'm proud. And I guess it was his wife or something. He's like, should I be really proud of this? I'm like, I think you should.
Yeah. Own it.
I'm all about people having fun. At the end of the day, your team won, you left the stadium, you're feeling good about your jersey purchase or not lack of purchase. And you show up with the jersey that says hurts. I think this is a good idea if you did customs. Like I do custom Wentz jerseys. If you have one, I'll give you a custom jersey and here you go. That's kind of hot, no?
That?
No, I'm just saying you could custom jerseys, Wentz jerseys to look like this.
Yeah.
And probably make a killing off it. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe sure.
Not. Maybe $10.
How
you buy a Wentz? You can get a Wentz jersey.
You're not looking for my money as an investment.
Look. I'm trying to teach you about business here. Like if you can get a Wentz jersey for $10 at like say Ross, right. You could do this work and say I'll sell it to you for $20.
This work
right here.
You think
it's beautiful?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's
$10. I don't want to. Like I'll give you $10 to do this for me. You've made $10 now. You made a profit. Okay, you don't hear me. you We'll end this conversation.
Probably a good time to end it.
But speaking, I just saw Mark Bird in the comments. You guys want to do a quick trivia before we roll out of here?
I would love to.
I know Mark. I had these shirts ready to go. He has a extra large Super Bowl championship T-shirt right here.
Very nice. Hold on. Let me get the full. Very nice. Still got the sticker on it.
Yep.
Very nice.
Brand new, fresh with tags. As a throw-in because I know, not everybody's on the Ben Simmons tip, but he also gave Ben Simmons socks. So the winner will get a pair of Ben Simmons socks that you could stuff it with something and give it to your dog as a chew toy as well. So, so if Ev, I don't know if you want to find a good trivia question or I can find something.
Yeah, give me a second.
How about it related to Brandon Graham?
Okay.
Brandon Graham comments. Brandon Graham question. Todd says he wants to hear the Karen story.
Oh,
so,
man.
Shout out to Mel who ended up, getting our tickets. We had an extra ticket. He and our friend Helen, she got that ticket, and she's enjoys the game like any crazy Eagle fan does. She was getting hype into the game, and this woman was just very adamant about making comments about everything she said. Again, like we know that when you go on the road, you're going to get heckled by some fans. It happens. But this lady took it to another level, and she really was talking about I can't I wish I was at home so I could buy a gun and wave it in your face. We're talking about a mother who had her daughter in front of us as well, and like we're over here hearing like you're talking about threatening her with a gun. So it got to the point that words are exchanged. People are very getting, we're all shocked that, and even the rowdy Atlanta Falcon fans, the guy who was like razzing us for like hours, had to apologize for her behavior. She got up and got in her face. She's like, I'm a former, I'm a former soldier, and I can't believe you would, you want to disrespect me like this. So the daughter jumps up, is like, "You talking about my mother?" I said, "Hey," and I said, "Your mom is talking about threatening her with a gun." It got weird. It got to the point where they had to leave. They left because it was just getting out of hand. But shout out to the Falcon fans who did stand up and apologize for her behavior. I thought it was just, I had never seen, it's like, I've been how many games in my lifetime? I've never had some woman, and a mother of all things, like she's in her like 60s, and she's talking about going to get her.
The Karen really came out of this lady, and shout out to Helen, man, because she held hers. Like, she was biting her tongue for the longest, and then at one point she let loose, and I was trying to calm her down, but then it got to the point where I was just like, get her. Like, I told the girl, listen, stop while you're ahead, because she's not the one, and if you want to find out, you're going to find out. And I know I wasn't going to stop her. I know Gail wasn't going to stop her. The girl didn't have anybody to help her, because all those fans, that other LTL fans, ATL fans, were just like shocked like this shit was even going on. And like Gail mentioned, they apologizing to us, and then we told them like, listen, nah, it ain't. We understand, but that was just uncalled for, man. But I told Helen straight up, like, listen, we came here for a purpose, and it wasn't for that. Enjoy the game, and she did. She did. She kept her cool. She enjoyed the game. We got the W, so that was the cherry on the top, because she rubbed that in. But like Gail mentioned, those two misfits ended up leaving. It was a little uncomfortable, and something that you honestly wouldn't think you'll see in person, but I got to be honest with you. We were kind of given the heads up, being down in the South, what I mean? And we got it. I didn't think it was going to happen, but we got it. That lady showed her true colors, man. And like I said, I felt bad at first when, I got up on the chair and all she saw was my area. But at the end of it all, I'm glad I posted it right there in front of her. Like, that's what you get.
You should have showed her Peter North's area.
It was ridiculous, man. But again, shout out to Helen for keeping her cool, and we stayed focused on enjoying the game, and we did. It bothered her a little bit, but she got over it. We had her mind set on other things. We were talking about the game, so she got into deep conversation about that, and she forgot all about it. But that lady was just really out of pocket.
I mean, but overall, at the end of the day, you got to just, we had a good time, man. Like, you talk about road trips. Any Eagle fan out there, when you talk about the support that this fan base gives this football team, it really is tremendous when you go out on the road and you meet like other diehard Eagle fans. It's a great experience. We were up right at this rooftop bar over here
that overlooks
behind
you.
That was actually a parking lot. That was a parking lot.
Yeah.
It's like through
you could have lied. You could have lied, Prime. You could have said that was a pool.
Yeah, but not really. I mean, you can see the cars, and Evan, if you remember, that was that area where we really started doing the scootering, and
Oh,
that,
I know exactly where you're at. I see the CNN building
yeah,
right behind you.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
Just overall a good time, man. Like, just at the end of the day, these are the kind of things you look back on. Like my time at ATL, had a good time. I actually got to see my niece. Haven't seen her in
Nice.
it's been like 2 years. Last time we were there, I didn't get a chance to talk to her since we were there for only one day. So got to hang out with her. She gave me all the details about ATL. And one other thing that we have to speak on is the ATL traffic is
Scooter traffic or regular traffic?
No,
just,
regular
just,
traffic.
just eight lanes, right? So if you want to get to the exit, you got to cross 7 lanes, and you wonder why there's so many accidents. It is insane, and everyone's driving like fast and furious. We saw like an accident every 2 miles. It was insane. You could understand how, if they have a snowstorm, um, you know, how the whole city shuts down with like 3 snow trucks with salt trucks, because it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you like to drive, if you're a crazy driver, check out ATL. Like, I've driven in New York City. ATL's on a whole different other thing. We were stuck in traffic all out throughout the city, trying to find pizza.
Yeah, man, that was I don't get it, but we got a whole bunch of feedback and stories behind all that. But yeah, I mean, Gail mentioned,
Ryan knows.
Yeah, we were at an event. We were getting ready to order food from there, and then we got invited from our boys Jeffrey and Eddie back to their rooftop party or get together. And we asked, "Is there going to be food up there?" They said, "Yeah." So we didn't even bother ordering food at the event that we were at. We waited till we got up top. We got up there, no food. They shut down the food. So we were like, "Okay, man, we're gonna go ahead and just enjoy the night, and then we'll get out of here. We'll definitely go get some food." Well, that time started coming around. I was getting hangry. I'm like, man, we gotta go. I'm starving. And we were on a mission, and that mission came to an end where I ended up with the best bag of Doritos of my life. All right. That's all we can eat.
I drove around for 2.5 hours to find food.
They didn't have like a McDonald's or something.
They had it, but that thing,
McDonald's was a mile long.
That thing was wrapped like 3 times. And then they had a place across the street called Crystals that was wrapped the other 3 times. Like, it was ridiculous. Dang. So like I said, we ended up just stopping at a convenience store at a gas station and got some snacks. But let me mention the very next morning on that complimentary breakfast at that hotel, I never appreciated sausage patties and those powder scrambled eggs ever in my life like I did on Sunday when I was able to eat that shit in the morning. I was so hungry. I didn't even want to share those pot of eggs with anybody that was in line. Like, I was starving, man. And it was bad.
This guy went to sleep hungry. Like,
yeah, it was bad, man. Yeah,
over there.
That's brutal.
Tim's like, did you go to Magic City for some wings? No. We didn't pull one of those.
But the other thing too is, like, what Gail was mentioning with the traffic, man, and it's sad. I mean, they're going through a lot over there. But yeah, it was, if you don't live in ATL, and their pattern is crazy. If you don't know that pattern, how to drive those lanes, it's an accident bound to happen, man. It definitely is.
And one last thing, we didn't want to, we have great video of us doing a review on a cheesesteak. I don't want to it's very hard times for business. There's a lot of businesses that were closing, and there's a guy, I'm not going to say his name. He has it's one of the top cheesesteaks places in Atlanta. So me and Prime go over to this cheesesteak place because everyone's saying, go there. So we go there, order 1 cheesesteak and 3 drinks just to taste it. 1 cheesesteak took us 45 minutes to get this cheese. 45 minutes to get this cheesesteak. And by the end of the time, we had was
there a big line in front of you?
Not like there was a line, but 50 people.
Their setup suck. Their setup suck. You know what I mean? Us being over here on the Philly side, knowing how cheesesteaks get served, their setup sucked.
It was so bad that we had this woman who I was like, I can't. I'm not gonna. At this
Yeah.
point in time in this pandemic, everybody's trying to make a buck. I get it. But you got to do a better job. Prime was very upset. Prime was very upset. But before we get out of here, Ev, did you have that question? Trivia question?
Yes, I did. So I made it Brandon Graham related. Brandon Graham did not always daunt the number 55 his entire career. As a matter of fact, he started his career with a different number. First person in the comment section to tell me what jersey number he started the career out with gets the shirt and socks.
Oh, that's easy, dude.
I want the shirt. Can I say it? I'll give you the answer right now.
No, that's easy. Extra large.
There it is.
Oh, well, look at Pete Nathan over here. Look at Pete Nathan.
Pete Nathan's got it.
Pete Nathan's got it. 54. I'm sending this to Patrick Surtain's agent. So Pete, send me your address. DM me your address, and we'll get this out to you. But before we get out of here, also we'll be tailgating. So if I'm getting a lot of comments, DMs about tailgating. If you're looking for a tailgate family on Sunday, we will be there, ready to roll. First tailgate of the season. Obviously, people are going to be coming in from all over the place. Should be a very great time. And as always, anyone's always welcome. Bring whoever you like. Should be a good time. Steven says he's going to see us in a couple of days. So look out for the details that we will be posting in the next couple of days as to where we're going to be. But overall, any last words before we get out of here, Evan?
I just want to say, just echo what you said about our tailgate being down there. Guys, you do not want to miss this. It's one thing. The game after we won the Super Bowl, it was magnificent. The link was absolutely rocking. I have no real way of telling what it's going to be like on Sunday, but to me, after a year of COVID, not being in the stadiums, not being able to tailgate, just not being able to be together, I feel like the energy that is going to be at the link this Sunday is going to be unmatched. I think it's going to be an awesome party from the time we start the tailgate through the entire game, and I don't want you guys to miss it. I want to see you guys down there at the tailgate. Hope to see everybody there. Go Birds.
And there's a rumor that Evan will be making cheesesteaks.
The rumor's there. I have made thousands of cheesesteaks in my day. I have a technique.
This is something I got to try out. Because this guy.
Hey,
talk about. I never heard this thing about. So you make cheesesteaks.
Yeah,
you're good at it.
What do you mean? I worked in a pizza shop from.
I know, but I never heard any. I never heard anything about cheesesteaks.
I was a well-rounded individual over there. There's a reason why they wouldn't let me leave on Sundays to come hang out with you guys, because I was a valued asset in the kitchen.
Well, listen, man. After that taste test that I did on Sunday, I'm ready to give a taste test to yours, and I don't hold back. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. Sunday, man. Can't get here any fast enough. Shout out to those guys that are going to be joining us at our tailgates. Evan, Gail mentioned it. Something you guys definitely want to look forward to. Come and check us out. Stay tuned for the details. We're going to definitely be dropping that soon. I'm excited. People are asking what time it starts. Listen, we start at the crack of dawn. A couple of us are going to probably be there 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Get this baby started.
I'll be there 5 a.m. Or maybe even because you don't realize what to tailgate to find the spot. You got to get there early.
Yeah,
it's like running and putting your flag on something. When the Wild Wild West was out there, you got to put your flag on your spot. If you don't, this is what it takes to get there. So we're gonna try to get a good spot for you guys. Most likely G.
Yeah.
And shout out to to the LA family, to the Cali family that is headed this way. We got some that are going to be touching down tomorrow on Thursday. My boy Danny's coming into town with the family. Mark is coming into town with the family. Kincaid's coming into town with the family. Definitely looking forward to the chemistry these guys are bringing from the West Side. I miss my boys. Haven't seen them in a while, and being able to catch up, going to go ahead and bring this game to, being able to bring the energy for this game together on Sunday is definitely looking forward to. You San Francisco fans out there, if you guys want to come and join us at our tailgate as well, come. It's nothing but love. At the end of the day, we talk shit. We'll go ahead and have some fun with it, but it's nothing but love and having a good time. So please bring that energy. Make sure you guys have that energy on Sunday, because I know I'm going to have that energy and I'm going to light that ass up. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up what we going to do to y'all on Sunday. All right. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm hyped up. These boys are going to go 2-0. I'm calling it now. That's how souped I am, because these boys look good, man. They're going to bring it. And I can't wait. So, I think Jen was telling me that they're 717. Well, 717, get ready, because it's going to be fly, Eagles fly, baby.
Yes, sir. Now, hopefully, we get to see the McCabe family, mother and daughter.
Yeah.
I know not everyone's local, but I'm saying one of these days. I just, at the end of the day, hey, my college roommate, who's a 49ers fan, he said he's coming to tailgate.
Nice.
He's a big dude. This guy is former college teammate. He's very large, 280, 90 pounds. So we're gonna give him, we're gonna give him the smoke. But overall, I think it's gonna be a great day for football. A great day of meeting new friends, making new friends, talking about your birds. That's what the vibe is. That morning when you get there and you smell the pork roll. Ev, do you know how to make pork roll? I'm just saying, can you make a brother? Can you make your brother some pork roll?
I can make a brother a pork roll, yeah.
So you have to, the smell of pork roll to me means football season's here. I know Nina's hype. She's giving a 31-24 prediction. Nice. Charles says his wife is a big
Niner
fan. I don't know if it's a Niner or
Wiener?
Whiner. Come on.
But I'm excited. Obviously, look out for we might have a couple more shows prior to the game. Look out for that. But for all for me and the guys, man, it's always fly, Eagles fly, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Go Birds!
Go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds! If I could only find something that's missing.